What is going on, guys? This is Ben here. So I did just get back from the Supercell HQ to celebrate the launch of Brawl Stars going global, and I know a lot of you are new players and you might be wondering, Ben, what are the best brawlers in Brawl Stars? So for today's video, we are going to rank every single brawler, from the worst brawler to the best brawler. I do want to say this ranking is just my personal opinion and my experience after ranking up to 10,000 trophies. So let me know if you guys disagree, and if so, I encourage you guys leave some comments, get some discussion going where you think some brawlers would be, if I misranked a brawler or anything. So without further ado, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to see some more Brawl Stars videos. Also, what other tips and strategy videos would you guys like to see next? And let's get into this. So for the worst brawler in Brawl Stars, this should come with very little surprise. Coming in at the 22nd spot has to be Bo. He is very, very average in a lot of game modes. As a gem carrier, like the mid lane in gem grab, he's all right. He's okay with his mines. In Showdown, he can be pretty useful sometimes. In Heist, not very good. Brawl Ball, not very good. In Bounty, he is okay, but it's very reliant on him getting his star power. And I know a lot of you that are new players are not going to have his star power for a very long time. What his star power does is grant, like, for your entire team, a 6 range radius where they can see in bushes and whatnot. So it increases the vision. That is very, very useful in Bounty, like especially on Snake Prairie, some of the gem grab maps as well, to be able to see that far. But aside from that, I'm just going to assume that a lot of you maybe do not have his star power yet, and without it, that puts him in the last spot. If he had his star power, maybe we can move him up the ranks a little bit, but without it, not the greatest. So coming in the 21st spot, we do have a brawler that did just receive a buff, but I feel as though he is still very average, very underwhelming, and that is Colt. So yeah, Colt just did just receive a damage buff for his shots, but I feel like the main issue with Colt is he is super inconsistent because it is so hard to always hit your shots. If you're able to hit a bunch of them, he can do a ton of damage. If you're missing a bunch of them, he's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So for Colt, he's okay in Heist. Brawl Ball, he is okay if you need to open up the maps. Gem grab, I wouldn't recommend trying them. In Bounty, no. So yeah, just with Colt, like, I feel like there's other brawlers that can always do something better than him, which is kind of a downer, but he is an OG, but sadly, he falls in the 21st spot. In the 20th spot, we have the most controversial brawler. Well, not anymore because he got it back, but it is Mortis. Everyone was sad when he got his hat taken away, but he did receive it back. But that does not help his ranking at all. I still believe he is the third worst brawler for the fact that he is a one-trick pony hardcore. He is really, really only good in Brawl Ball, and that's if you can dribble, which is a very hard acquired skill, and that takes you time to learn. If you don't know what dribbling is, basically where in Brawl Ball you throw the ball, you dash with his Mortis to get to the ball, and you keep going like that. It's a very good skill for Brawl Ball, but the only other time he might shine is if a gem grab map there is a bunch of throwers, because he's a hard counter to like thrower brawlers like Barley and Dynamite. There is only a few gem grab maps where that is prevalent, where throwers are really dominant, so that's why Mortis, you're down there. You're not the greatest. So coming in at number 19, we have actually my personal lowest trophies brawler, which is Dynamite. He is very good in Heist, and with his super, he can destroy walls if you have his star power. When you throw down his Dynamite on the ground, it bounces him forward, which is very useful to hop over walls. But even then, he is still mainly only good in Heist, and he's okay in some maps on gem grab. But the thing with that is the other thrower brawler, which is Barley, actually does it better on gem grab because he is able to like lock off. But we'll discuss Barley a little later. So Dynamite, solid. I feel like he has a very high skill cap because he can be very dominant, but he's very difficult to master. And a lot of you that are coming in new, you're gonna be like, I can't hit my throws, I can't do anything. This guy, he does a lot of damage if you hit him, but it's difficult. So coming in at number 18, this is where it starts to get a little tricky to rank these. The reason why for that is because like every brawler shines in some sort of way or some sort of game mode. I guess this listing is more of on like how useful they are or how dominant they are in that specific game mode. So coming in at number 18 is going to be Shelley. She is the very first brawler you are going to receive, so you're probably going to see a lot of her as you rise up through the trophies, but as you get higher up in trophies and you see more of the meta and what's going on, Shelley honestly struggles in a lot of game modes. She's okay in Showdown. She's pretty good in Showdown, let's get with that. But aside from Brawl Ball, she is very, very underwhelming in almost every other game mode. Gem grab, she's not the greatest. Heist, you don't really want to play her. Bounty, nah. So that is why I put the very first brawler you will ever get in Brawl Stars at number 18. That Star Shelley skin though now, that is a different story. Coming in at number 17, one of my favorite brawlers, actually is my favorite brawler, that is Frank. There was a time when he was probably the best brawler in Brawl Stars because he got a huge increase to his regular attack range and it was just nuts. He could attack from so far. But right now, he's very good in Brawl Ball, and that's why he's above Shelley right now. And he has a massive, devastating super that just stuns the enemy teams and you cannot move. So that utility with his super is just so great. I had to put him above Shelley. He is okay sometimes in some gem grab maps. In the event modifiers, if you get the energy drink with him, he can almost one-shot brawlers. He is crazy. So that's why Frank, we have him at 17. So in the 16th spot, this one's for all you quickscopers out there. We have Piper. Piper is a really, probably the best brawler in Bounty. She has the longest range, but she has a drawback. At long range, the most damage, so much damage, but at close range, she does almost no damage. And that is the uniqueness of Piper. She does have that super to get away and bounce out, which is helpful if a brawler is like right on top of you, but that is if you have your super. Now, she is very good in Bounty, like I stated, but she also is really nasty in gem grab maps that have like a wide open lane, because normally in gem grab, you're gonna have like a left lane brawler, a mid brawler, and a right lane brawler. And if it's in a gem grab map where it's wide open in the middle, she's going to be able to lock that down, get some crazy snipes, and be a very good gem carrier. So that's why I put her at 16 above a bunch of the other brawlers, because she does have that other utility. And she is very good in some showdown maps as well. Double Trouble, namely. So Piper, just because of how devastating she can be and how controlling she can be, she's at 16. Coming in at number 15 is Jessie. The reason why she is not in the bottom 3 is because she did just receive a buff. Mainly she is good in Brawl Ball, and because her turret is nasty. In the big game, aka boss fight, if you get the boss with her, her turret is so annoying to deal with. And when you have her star power, it is very annoying to deal with that Jessie turret because she can heal it up with her star power. So she's like, I still say probably the bottom tier of gem carrier, because it can be, normally when you play Jessie in gem grab, you're going to use her as the mid lane gem carrier, and I feel like there's still better options for her, so she's still on the bottom. But with her getting that increased attack range and that bounce off of her attacks, she is still very good, not great yet, so that's why I have her at number 15. Maybe a little bit too high. I'm still indifferent. I have to play her more, but for now, felt comfortable putting her here. So coming in at number 14, we have the highest DPS brawler. When someone is like literally right on top of you, that is Bull. I am hesitant to say at close range because his damage falls off so hard when you're a couple of tiles away from Bull. But if you're right on top of Bull, he's gonna melt you, he's gonna two-shot you or whatever. He's crazy. Like in Showdown, especially Feast or Famine, dominate the middle with Bull. It's insane. Plus, if he has that very versatile super to like run away from far distances, now he is probably one of the best brawlers. Now in Heist, he has that long range super to break walls and get to that safe, and he melts anyone up close. But aside from Showdown and Heist, gem grab, he's not the greatest. Bounty, I wouldn't recommend playing him unless you're on Snake Prairie with that ton of grass there. And then Brawl Ball, you can try your luck with him, but I believe there's other options. But he's just so dominant in Heist, and he's like a must-have brawler in it. That's why he's at number 14. So number 13, we have Primo. You may notice a trend here. All the short-range tanky brawlers are kind of in the middle here. I feel like it's not the greatest time for them at the moment, but they are still useful in a lot of things. But we have Primo here. Showdown, he can be good. What really makes him good is his super. It's very good for opening up walls, and especially in Brawl Ball, that is really good because Primo, you can like throw the ball and then bounce to it with your super, and it's just going to be really nasty. He is okay in Bone Box, I believe, in Gem Grab, so that is a map that you might want to try him out in. Showdown, you can be good with him as well. And then Bounty, no. Bounty is mainly overrun with like long-range brawlers and maybe Leon. And then gem grab a few maps if you want to test them out. If you want to be in like a aggressive, basically tank that's just running after and destroying brawlers. Don't be the gem carrier with him though. Even if you are a tank, you do not want to hold all the gems. You want to leave that for your mid, because with Primo you want to be really aggressive and just try and push back the enemy team in gem grab. But he's also very good in Heist too. He pairs well with Bull in a lot of maps, but he's a little bit more versatile than Bull, so that's why we have him at number 13. So coming in at number 12, we have the most annoying brawler in the game, and that is Crow. His auto attacks just like when he hits you and gets that poison on you, it ticks and ticks and ticks, and you cannot heal up. So in that sense, he's one of the most unique brawlers as well. At this time, he honestly isn't that great in a whole lot of game modes. He can be okay in Bounty. Probably his best game mode, I would say, is Heist on a lot of the maps. So for Gem Grab, maybe not so much in the high metas, but in the mid-range to maybe lower metas, or trophy range, I should say, is a better way to say it. He is very, very tough to deal with, because a lot of people, when they don't really play against Crow or experience Crow, they don't know how to deal with that poison. Like, it's going to reveal you in the bush, or the brush, and it's not going to let you regen. So that is the toughest part. And if Crow keeps hitting you, it's a nightmare. So that's what we have in at number 12. So number 11 is Poco. Has the best heal in the game. It's a burst heal. You can clutch heal your teammates. One of the best carriers, or the gem carriers in Gem Grab. That's where he mainly shines. He's pretty nasty in Showdown as well. Don't get me wrong. Bounty, you don't really want to play him too much. Heist, you rarely ever see him in Brawl Ball. He can be an okay pick as well, but it's just mainly being that gem carrier map, and he has that incredible burst heal, so he's good in duo Showdown as well. Very solid pick to keep your other teammate alive, and that's why we have him at number 11. So at number 10, we have the other ultimate healer brawler, which is Pam, but she heals in a different manner. She throws down that turret, and it's an overtime heal, but it allows for a lot of brawlers to basically stay in that lane, whereas normally they would have to retreat to heal up. They can stay in their lane and just dominate. She also has a pretty nasty range to get that quick little chip damage, plus she has an incredible amount of damage up close if she hits all of her little, they look like tires to me. I don't think that's exactly what they are, but they look like tires when she shoots. So Pam, coming in at number 10, mainly used for Gem Grab as the gem carrier. Heist, you never see her. Brawl Ball, not too much. And Bounty, not so much. But he's so dominant. He's so good as that gem carrier. That's why I have to have her up here. Like, the healing just is nasty. But that's why I have her up here. And it was tough for me to rank her lower. Coming in at number 9, we have Tara. She has an incredible super where she can drag enemies all together. And just, it has a mini bomb that blows up like a black hole. And then that just lines up for so much damage. Like, if you are in communication with your team maybe in Gem Grab, and you're like, alright, I'm going to drag here, and you drag 2 or 3 brawlers together, then all of you focus on where the Tara pole is going to be. It is nasty. She puts on so much pressure when she gets her super. The tough part is actually getting that super, but once she has it, be sure to use it at the optimal time. Don't just use it to use it. Use it like in Gem Grab when you're about to, like, say you and your teammates are pushing up and you notice their gem carrier extended a little bit too far, and they might have 10 gems or something, or 8 gems. You pull that gem carrier out, your teammates all burst that gem carrier down, steal those gems, and it puts you in the great position to win. A lot of times you can steal the Gem Grab map just because of one Tara super. And Brawl Ball, one of the best brawlers for Brawl Ball as well. Her super can break walls as well, but she can maneuver and like drag brawlers that have the brawler and trying to score and just pull them back. So that's why Tara's number 10. She's really, really nasty. Coming at number 8, we have the other thrower brawler, which is Barley. Remember how I said he does it better than Dynamite and Gem Grab? That is because he throws down that Mazel Tov on the ground, and it leaves that stuff burning, and if the enemy walks through it, it does damage. So he's so good at zoning and making brawlers go this way or have to make them push back. And he is a nightmare to deal with in that sense. Now the counter to him is Mortis, obviously, but he's very, very solid, and he's very good in Bounty too, and Showdown and all that stuff. He is a nightmare to deal with on a lot of the maps. And just because he can zone brawlers so well, and if he's in the right hands, and his super is so AoE and so far range, that's why I have him at number 8. Coming in at number 7, the brawler that just got a huge rework, and I think it is very OP that he is the only brawler in the game that his super charges on its own. It's going to charge on its own in 20 seconds if you don't deal their damage, but it's just going to make it charge faster if you deal damage. So Darryl is nasty. He can like maneuver, juke, and run around. Now he isn't he doesn't deal like the most damage up close, but that's not really what you use him for. You use him for to like maybe jump in, or that's not jump. He rolls. If he rolls into a brawler that's low health, or if he to roll out, or to just roll and steal some gems, bounce out, and he does deal a lot more damage up close than for say like the other brawlers. But now don't go diving in and rolling into other shotgun brawlers like Shelley, Primo, or Bull, or any of those, because they have more DPS up close. But Darryl with that new super and how fast he gets it, he is good in Brawl Ball, Gem Grab. Bounty not so much. Bill's a very top pick, and then Showdown he can be good as well. So coming in at number 6, we have Nita. This is probably one of my favorite brawlers. I just love the bear so much. She is a force to be reckoned with in gem grab. She can literally shut down so many brawlers. She's decent in Showdown as well. Brawl Ball, she can be a nightmare as well. In Bounty and Heist, she kind of falls off a little bit, but still, in Brawl Ball, she's a very solid pick. In gem grab, she's a nightmare to deal with. That bear just puts down so much pressure. Normally, you want to throw down her bear when you're either trying to push back the enemy team so they have to deal with it, or say you have a tough brawler like Barley that you're going up against, literally throw that bear right on top of the Barley, and he's not going to be able to deal with it. It's going to be hard because he does not do a whole lot of damage, or like burst damage up front to destroy the bear with his like Molotov or his regular attack. So he's going to need some help there. So Nita is very good for even protection. If someone's shooting you and you're about to die, you can throw it on your bear and stay behind it. Now, if you're facing like a brawler like Tara where her cards go through, then that is very unfortunate for you. But Nita, she's nasty. Nasty Nita. Number 5, we have Ricochet. Now he has the highest DPS in the game. And at the start, this is one of the most highest skill cap or the hardest to learn brawlers. And once you first try him out, or the first couple matches, you'll be like, wow, this guy sucks. He dies so quick. But he is so good once you get to learn him. He is nasty. So I highly recommend just trying to stick with him, trying him out. He does so much damage. And you want to try and always bounce your shots. Bouncing your shots off the wall is where you're going to get the most damage, and his super, oh my god, it melts. So Ricochet, guys, tough to play, but he's good in Bounty. He's good in Gem Grab. Can be good in Heist. In Brawl Ball, some of the maps, but he is just so dominant, and he can literally shut down lanes and everything, and he is very tough to play, like I said, but once you master him, that's why he deserves this 5th spot. Number 4, we have Brock. He's got one of the best supers in the game. He's got a high damage auto attack, long range. He can also be like a shotgun brawler at short range, so if someone's coming close to you and you have all 3 of your rockets, to spam that auto aim and it's gonna melt them. So Brock is very good at the long range. If you get his super, he can also like zone out people as well to not walk through the flames that come out. But his super is just so good in Heist. It's good in Brawl Ball. It can be good in Gem Grab as well. And he is good in Bounty. He is good in all 4 game modes. That is why Brock is at number 4. I wanted to move him up a little bit here. The one downside to him is he does reload a little slow. So try not to auto aim too much with him unless they're like right on top of you, because you want to just try and aim and be precise with your shots, because hey, he does reload pretty slow. But number 3, we have Penny. She did just receive a nerf. So her regular attack is she shoots, and whatever it hits, it could be like a object on the map or a brawler, it bursts and then coins go behind her for a lot of splash damage behind that brawler. So she's very good to get some like double kills or maybe triple kills and whatnot. But that's not what the OP part about Penny is. The OP part about Penny is her mortar. The mortar range is why she is up here. It is a nightmare to dodge her mortars. The range on her mortar is insane. And a mortar shot is coming down to hit you and it was like totally off screen. You're like, what just happened? So she's one of the best gem carriers in Gem Grab. She is amazing in Bounty. In Brawl Ball, she's okay. In Heist, she's okay, but she is so dominant. Also in Showdown, she's very good. So keep that in mind. But basically, she is so dominant as a gem carrier and in Bounty, and that mortar. The mortar is what makes her. Without the mortar, Penny is nothing. With the mortar, Penny is amazing. Because once you get that mortar, it's like a win condition. And if you're able to keep that mortar up and alive, it is so hard to deal with. So that's why I have Penny at number 3. I'm making the executive decision right now. After just talking up Brock so much, I'm going to put Penny in the 4th spot and Brock in the 3rd spot. So sorry, Penny, but Brock is just better. This would have been the for sure number 1 if he didn't just get this weird nerf to his super, but it is Leon, the newest legendary brawler. So Leon got a nerf to his super where basically when he goes invisible, when he gets 4 tiles away from a brawler, they get to see him, and then he also gets a icon under his health that he is being, like, people are seeing him. I feel like the better way to go about Leon was maybe a damage nerf, because this super is 10 seconds of invisibility. I would have liked to see maybe 5 seconds of invisibility, and then he does a little bit less damage up close. The far range damage, he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, because he's the inverse of Piper. At far range, his shots don't do a whole lot. At close range, he does a ton of damage. So I would have nerfed his close range damage and made his super only 5 seconds, because then you can still do crazy plays with his super. But Leon is still at the 2nd spot because of his damage up close. Like if Leon gets on top of you, you're gonna be shredded. And he has very quick movement speed, and his super also, if you have his star power, gives him insane movement speed. But even with the nerf, Leon, if he uses a super and you're unexpecting it, maybe you're camping in a bush or you're just kind of chilling, regaining health, that 4 tiles goes so quick if he's running straight at you, and you can just auto aim and burst you down. So that is why Leon is a number 2. He's good in gem grab, he's good in heist, he's good in bounty, he's good in brawl ball. Some of you be like, well, Ben, he's not super long range, and why is he good in bounty? Because if he gets that invis, he can go run straight to a person that has a high bounty, like maybe Piper or maybe Brock, and just shred them up close before they even have a chance to react, because a lot of people are going to be running brawlers that don't have a lot of health in bounty, and he can maneuver on the map and just get there and destroy them. So that's why Leon is at number 2. The number 1 spot goes to Spike. Spike is crazy. They reduced the range on his spikes that come out of his main attack, and they made his main attack, you can guess where those spikes go, but he is still so good. Gem grab, he is amazing. He can zone out with his super. If you have his star power, he can throw that super down and heal himself. His main attack, you end up hitting a direct shot, deals so much damage, plus those spikes just extend his range just enough to be annoying. He is very good in Brawl Ball as well. He can be played in Heist, not the most optimal, but it's Spike. He can be played in like anything. Bounty, I would say you typically want to stay away from him, especially up at the higher trophies, but Showdown is a nightmare. He's so good, and this is why Spike is in this range, because if you have a Spike on your team, you usually are sitting in a pretty good spot. So the worst feeling in Brawl Stars is when you're low health and you're backing off and you're about to heal up, and then Spike throws one of his main attacks, and one of those spikes from his attack just happened to extend and hit you, and it stops your re-healing time. It happens a lot, and it's annoying, but Spike is number 1. So enjoy the video. I just wanted to give you guys a visual representation as to where brawlers kind of fall. Now the thing though is, like, really take this list with a grain of salt though, because it's not like there's any like horrible brawlers in Brawl Stars. Like, every brawler can be good if it's the right map or the right team comp, which is awesome. That shows that the Brawl Stars is in a good state of balance. But for now, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys disagree. Subscribe. I probably will be making a more in-depth video on each game mode as well, like gem grab, bounty, or whatever, like what specific brawlers are amazing in those modes. So let me know if you guys would like to see that. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.